Hey there. So today we're going to start a new series where we build a patch together on the Sequential Circuits Prophet-5. This is a Rev 3.2 from 1981. And today we're going to keep it kind of simple. A simple 2-oscillator patch, but a very effective one. So we're going to start out by just initializing everything. Simple envelopes, sustain all the way up, filter wide open, sawtooth, 1 oscillator. So this will be a kind of detuned 2-oscillator patch. So we're going to have sawtooth on A and B, and we're going to detune to taste, but we're also going to detune based on our musical needs. Because as you detune, it kind of gives you a bit more thickness, but also the interaction between the phase of the 2 oscillators creates this movement. And depending on what musical context you have it in, it can enhance or detract from the part you're playing on the synthesizer. So for the purposes of this one, we want just a little bit of movement, but we don't want it like this. That's sounding pretty good so far. And also the mix of oscillator A and B, it always matters because you're blending the amount of the 2 oscillators, and that also has an effect on the way you perceive the sound and the phase interactions and things like that. Especially if you have one tuned an octave lower and you want the bass to kind of be strong, and these are things you have to take into consideration. So like this, and then you kind of dial it into taste. I think full is pretty good for this patch. So let's bring down the cutoff now and bring in some filter envelope. And we're going to keep keyboard off for this patch. And for this patch, it's kind of designed around faster movements with the on the keys. So not really long, drawn-out pads or anything like that. So we want to adjust the envelopes accordingly. So sustain, you want to kind of see where you want it to fall to and how fast you want it to fall down there with the decay. It's feeling pretty good. We want a little bit of release, but not too much. So you also, release of course is important, but you also have to think about the relationship between your filter and amplifier release, which can have a great impact on the sound. So here, this filter release is shorter than the amp release, so you're hearing that filter close. You can hear it wow, like that. If I had it more open, this is kind of more of what you're hearing. This is staying open longer, so you're just basically hearing the volume go down. But then, if you want this kind of percussive, like a little bit of kind of has like a rhythm to it, boom, like that. Especially if you add resonance. So it just depends on what your musical needs are, the particular context, and what you need for that particular musical passage. I think here we're going to keep them pretty similar. So now that I've done some more dialing in, I want to kind of revisit the detune here. And maybe adjust these as well. And the relationship between your envelope amount and your cutoff is very important. How much do you want this to affect the cutoff? Do you want just a little bit? Or do you want a lot? I think here we want just a little bit, so it's not too dramatic. And that's sounding pretty good, I think, for something like this. For something kind of snappy, you know, faster playing, not like long pads, this is working real well. You can always build a patch to fit the music that you're playing, but you can also build a patch and create music inspired by that patch. Let the patch tell you what to play and kind of get ideas that way. What kind of music is the patch asking for? But here I kind of had an idea in my head, and I'm building the patch to achieve that purpose. And we can try out some different waveforms here. That sounds cool, but I think this works. This sounds pretty good for these purposes. And I'm going to add a little bit of LFO here. But I think for this patch we want a little bit of movement, but not too dramatic. Sometimes when it's really slow, it's hard to hear how much you have, and you can kind of speed it up and hear it a bit better. Kind of just dial it in. We're going to keep it on just LFO. Noise is cool too, but I think for this patch, just like this. Real subtle. You can kind of tweak it to give a more percussive effect here. Here I want a little bit of that ramp up. Wow. And I think we got a pretty good patch here. So, catch you in the next episode. If you have any ideas for patches you'd like to see, you can always leave a comment. I have some in mind as well. I think we're going to get more and more complex. This is a very basic starting point. And remember, I have a lot of sound banks available in the store. The link is in the bio for hardware instruments and lots of plugins. So lots of software sound banks, sets of patches that you can purchase and download if that's your thing. See you guys next time.